recently just did the Loki season 2 review. If you didn't check that out, be sure to go into the archives and check that one out. I might even end up leaving in the description for everybody just to click on, make it easier for everybody. But we decided to piggyback off of the Loki review thing as far as where the MCU is going, the possibility of actually removing Kang the Conqueror from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and possibly entering Doctor Doom. But before we even jump into all of that, let's just go ahead and just review like where are we at with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Are you satisfied?
So much to talk about. But what up, first of all? Where are we at? I don't know. Like, I mean, there's so much going on at the same time as we're watching the MCU progress. I don't know if there's an actual straight line, but I do know it has a lot to do with the multiverse and the incursions. I could see them doing in Secret Wars a battle war scenario where all the universes become one. I think that's the main goal. And I believe that why they're doing this is the way that they're going to bring the OGs back, like Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman. Who knows? Chris Evans might come back as John, as the Human Torch. Who knows? Anything is possible at this point right now.
So I'm looking at the multiverse saga phase, which is phase 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the list of movies. So Black Widow, which had nothing to do with the multiverse. Shang-Chi. I guess the post-credit scene with the beacon in the rings, that can lead into something. Eternals, like we keep talking about it being in our top 5 best movies of phase 4. Mm-hmm. But the more I think about Eternals, I'm trying to figure out exactly where that fits into everything. And then Spider-Man No Way Home, obviously it does bring multiple universe Spider-Man into the same universe. Doctor Strange traveling through universes. Thor Love and Thunder, that wasn't multiversal relevant. And of course, last movie in Phase 4 was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which had totally nothing to do with the multiverse. And then you transition to Phase 5. You have Ant-Man and Quantumania, where we first get the look at Kang the Conqueror, supposedly supposed to be the most vicious Kang. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which didn't have anything to do with the multiverse. The Marvels, okay, multiverse. And then we have 2 more movies in Phase 5 that's supposed to come out next year in 2024, which is Captain America: New World Order and Thunderbolts, which I'm pretty sure neither one of those movies are going to have anything to do with the multiverse saga. And I talked to a lot of like regular degulars about the Marvel Cinematic Universe that have like no experience or knowledge of the comic books. And I'm one of those people. Like I'm an average comic book person. So like when I'm listening to you, like some of this stuff be brand new to me. Like, okay, that makes sense. So I guess where we're gonna go ahead and start off with this thing is like from the time where we're watching the Eternals. Like I feel like that's probably like where we start at as far as them throwing a wrench into the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is like, what are we doing with that, and how does that translate into the multiverse saga?
I feel like it was more of a continuance with the Thanos plot line. Why you sympathize for him, because you had Celestials being born and destroying planets, hence why he wanted to destroy half the universe. But it really didn't have nothing to do with the multiverse. It's more of a standalone movie, more like a, how do I say this, like a space. It's more like problems in space. Then you got Shang-Chi. What else we got? Wakanda Forever. Those are more like Earth-based problems. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I feel like those are standalone movies that are happening all at the same time, but it has no relevance to the multiverse. Then yet again, we go back to Doctor Strange and Spider-Man breaking the multiverse, creating incursions, bringing the Sony verse or the Spider-Verse like people call it, and then having all three Spider-Man come together, which was magnificent, by the way. Still can't stop talking about it.
But hold on, let's back this thing up real fast. I just had a epiphany, right?
Okay.
So could it possibly be that the Eternals movie can be a little nugget for the possibility of another phase in the future as far as introducing a character like Galactus and the continuation of the Eternals? Because the Eternals, the first movie, clearly that wasn't just a one and done type of situation. Like we could possibly, like it's a possibility that we can get an Eternals too if they didn't announce it yet. Let me look.
Correct.
Yeah,
They haven't announced it yet.
Right.
Correct.
So
I feel like they're trying to use the Eternals as a substitute for Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? Because right now they're kind of disbanded. They're kind of like the Beatles. They've broken up. I mean, yeah, they have a new recruit, but it's not going to be the same. So I don't know if they're planning to make Volume 4 yet, but it could be, it could be a replacement for Guardians of the Galaxy. You got space problems and the Eternals are there. But yeah, you're right. I think they could introduce bigger beings like Galactus and other godlike characters into it.
right.
But does it have anything to really do with the multiverse? Not really. It could just be like, oh, it's like I said, it's a standalone movie. Like it's happening in the MCU, but it's not really relevant until it becomes a more of a bigger threat. And then that's why I could see them coming back, like kind of like Infinity War. Oh no, he's coming. He's gonna come destroy the universe. Galactus. And now we got another Avenger movie.
See, I feel like that's where we have like the falling off of audiences, because when we talked about the first couple of phases, like there was a continuation where it was a requirement for you to watch all these movies because they were all connected. And then when you decide you would have put Eternals in there, it kind of like again, this is my opinion. When you threw that in there, it was it really threw everything off.
Yes, because
So
like I said, it's a lot going on. I mean, in the comics, it's very similar. If you're a comic book fan, you don't have to follow everything, but there are side stories to everything. Everybody has their own adventures. So, like, for those who like space, like stories, you have the Eternals, Guardians, the Galaxy, Miss Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, like you like to call it, Silver Surfer, Nova. Then you got Earth-based characters like West Coast Avengers. Then you got the city characters, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and so on and so on. So like to each is their own. So I see what they're trying to do, but I do feel like as for a regular MCU fan who don't read the comics or keep up with the comics or understand much about the comics, it is a lot to comprehend at the same time. That's why I feel like it's all over the place. I feel like I can follow it because as long as it's a good story, I'll check it out. We had some hit and miss out there. Like Love and Thunder, to be honest with you, it could have been better. They had so much potential, but I believe they rushed it, and it was a bomb. It was a failure. But like going back to what I was saying, like yeah, it's a lot going on. I feel like I think we need to slow down a little bit and do maybe back to 3 movies, maybe 4, but we need to have actual storylines. Like, I think we should just go back to the movies, is what I'm trying to say. I think the TV shows do add a lot of frustration because you don't watch the TV shows. Then when you watch the movie, you're sitting as an audience member, like in the chair, like, what was that about? Oh, now you got to go back and watch the TV show. So it's kind of like reading the comics, and they have like little things in the comics that said read like let's say you're reading Guardians of the Galaxy, and they say read Iron Man volume like 42 to recap about everything that's going on because they want to explain it in the comics, in the Guardians comics. So you have to go back, pick another comic, and be like, I gotta catch up. Oh my god, what happened? And then it tells you in another comic book, go read like Captain America volume like 63. You're just like, what? It's a lot going on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine that you're watching a movie and you're sitting there like, I gotta watch, what is it, 33 movies?
Yes.
8 TV shows, and then that's not including the spin-offs, like the Sony verse, the X-Men, the Fox universe, and then you got the Netflix shows, you got the Hulu shows, and then you got the crappy shows. You got the Inhumans. My God, don't even get me started with that. That was, oh my God, that was terrible.
I didn't
Yeah,
even watch that, to be honest with you.
it's a lot, bro. It really is. I think they just need to stick to movies and tie-ins, but work it in a smoother way. Is what I'm trying to say. You can introduce a character into somebody else's movie, but make it smooth. Just don't throw it out there and just be like, accept it. Like, here's a new character. You're gonna love him. Like, throw it, shove it down your throat and be like, here's I don't know, like, oh, a perfect example, Hulk, the son of Hulk, Scar. Here's Scar, son of Hulk. And people are just like, but I don't even know who that is. You're gonna love him. He's gonna be an Avenger. Like it's like politics. It's just like, accept it. Don't question us. Just give us your money and we'll just keep giving you what you want. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. All right,
Yeah.
so I guess where we could transition to is as far as like Kang the Conqueror, where he was first introduced in the Loki TV show series in the first season, where he was just expected to be this phase's next big bad, like the predecessor of Thanos in the first couple phases, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then I I'm gonna just be completely 100 with you. I have been extremely disappointed with how they have portrayed the Kang character this far in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because if he's like, at least with Thanos, all right, it was teased multiple movies. Like, first movie, I think, what was the first movie we saw him in? Was in the first Avengers movie,
Yeah, the first one.
and
That was
then
2008.
yeah, like 2008 spins around. Like, yeah, okay, that's Thanos. And then there was another one where he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet, and then there's another movie where he's like, all right, I'm gonna do it myself or whatever. And
That was
then
Avengers 2, Age of
yep,
Ultron.
yep. And then I think the last cameo that he had was probably the end of Thor 3.
No, it
Yeah,
was you
Thor.
had yeah, was it?
It was Thor 3 when showed his ship,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
were on the yeah. So they like teased him quite a few times. So like, they didn't know, people didn't know what he was capable of. It was kind of like just a mystery. Like, who is that motherfucker right there? Like, we didn't know who that was. Opposed to like Kang the Conqueror, yes, we we get to see him in the Loki TV show series where he was completely confident in everything that he was doing, but
Mm-hmm.
with I guess when we went into season 2, and then obviously Loki, he found a way to beat Kang the Conqueror. Excuse me, He Who Remains. Beat He Who Remains by saving the sacred timeline. And then we want to talk about the Quantum Mania movie, where I told you from the beginning when I first watched the movie, I was like, look, how could they say that this Kang the Conqueror, the one they threw down into the quantum realm, where he's supposed to be the baddest of them all, is stuck down here, and then he gets defeated by Ant-Man and some ants, and if you want to, Ant-Man and the friends, okay, Ant-Man and company. That's what we're gonna call it, Ant-Man and company. He lost to Ant-Man and the company, and then you want to turn around, and then we still want to continue on with Kang being the still the big bad in these next couple phases, and then we call the last movie the finale to the phase of the multiversal war thing that you call it. What's it called? The multiverse of man. No,
The
Kang
Incursions,
Dynasty.
Kang
Excuse me,
Dynasty.
Kang. Yes, Kang Dynasty. So how can we continue on to build the suspense of Kang if he keeps getting his ass beat?
See, that's the fun part, though. You don't just have one King to conquer; you have multiple versions of him. Like, you can pick anyone from the batch. It's like having a jar of M&Ms or Skittles, and you just grab them. And it's like, it just feels like it's endless. But then you kind of do take the thrill and the aspiration and like the build up is what I'm trying to say from the character, because you had this character being built up like the big bad of them all, and then he gets dogged by Ant-Man and friends, like you say. He gets dogged, and he's like hyped up. He was, the greatest part he said to Ant-Man when he looked at him in the cell. Which Avenger are you again? Are you the one with the hammer? He was like, no, that was Thor. I'm Ant-Man. Whatever. I've killed you before somewhere in another timeline, but like, I'm Kang the Conqueror, dude. That scene when he came out there, he's like, I'm Kang the Conqueror. He did that Samuel Jackson, that Training Day moment. King Kong ain't got shit on me, and he gets dogged by Ant-Man. Well, I'm gonna say dog. He gets a wrench thrown in his shit. I'll put it nicely like that. Because
he
let's be
got
honest,
dogged. Okay,
we talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time. Kang,
he got jumped.
boxed the shit out of Ant-Man. Yo, he got dogged. Let's be honest. You know that Ant-Man said it like, how much longer I got till the portal closes? Like, I don't know if I could do this. I'm pretty sure his whole body was wrecked, dog. His ribs and his lungs were done. He just lucky he Ant-Man. But the whole time, let's think about it too. When he was fighting Ant-Man, you could have just increased your size. Plot hole. But going back, I see what you're saying, but I just don't see like what you see about Kang the Conqueror. I don't see it as a defeat. I see it as like they put a pause on his shit. So I see him coming back bigger, better, and stronger. I just don't see him killing him all. But and there's the possibility that the other Kangs are better than he is. Or you got Victor Timely coming back and be like, the real Kang the Conqueror. But I feel like I just feel like doing that, it's just cheesy, dog. It's cliche. Like you said, you had Thanos. He was built up for 10 years. You had cameos of him just showing up. And like if you didn't know who he was in the end of Avengers, you didn't know he was the big bad. And in the way that you had in Guardians 1, what's his name? Was kneeling to him with the Power Stone.
Ronan.
You have Ronan kneeling to him like a bitch. And you're sitting there like, who's that dude on that throne?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got these girls over there, one's blue, one's green, and like, daddy. And you're sitting there like, who is this dude? All armor, gold. You can't get better than that, bro. And then gives Loki an entire army, bro. Chitauri army, and gives him the Mind Stone. No, the Soul Stone. Sorry, it's the Soul Stone. And it comes back and just like, you know what? At the end of Age of Ultron 2, takes the gauntlet and is like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna do it by myself. You're gonna do something right, you might as well do it yourself. And dog, he didn't disappoint. End of Thor 3, he wrecked that ship. Destroyed half Asgard. Asgard was already destroyed, bro. They lost most of their people. He destroyed half of that population. So it's probably not even a quarter left of those people yet. And then he goes to Xandar, decimates Xandar. Goes to the Collector, like, yo, give me my shit. Bro, he dogged the entire universe. So I see where you're coming from. I can see them doing the same with Kang, but it's just the only difference is that we don't have that time built up. That's why they had these TV shows. Hence, we have these multiverse and all that. But that's why I feel like it's a lot going on. They should have stayed more to the space storyline, like the multiverse storyline. Like everything should have included the multiverse. Is what I'm trying to say. Then you could build up Kang the Conqueror, build him up. Loki was a prime example. We didn't know He Who Remains was Kang the Conqueror unless you read the comics. And then when he says it, I go by many names. He Who Remains, a Conqueror, like all types of names. I feel like that was building it up, but I just felt like that was just kind of like, let's speed it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? To make him the big baddie.
But
so I see where you're coming from.
I'm thinking right now, like, because if we just look at the next couple movies that's about to come out, right? Because from when we saw Quantumania, I'm like, all right, bet. I'm expecting to see at least a variant of Kang in almost every single Marvel movie that's gonna be coming out in the future. So far we got what? Marvels, no Kang. Captain America: New World Order. You think we'll see a Kang in that movie?
No, I don't think so.
What about Thunderbolts?
Hell no.
Blade?
That'd be cool, but no.
Oh, excuse me. I missed Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3 is a possibility. I could see that happening.
Fantastic Four.
I want to say no, but it has to. He's related to Reed Richards, so it has to be. He has to be in it. He has to at least have a cameo or a shout out or name shout out to him. Something that's related to King the Conqueror.
Okay, and then of course we have the Kang Dynasty, which I'm pretty sure if they decide they want to continue on with Kang the Conqueror, he's going to be in that movie, and obviously Secret Wars is going to be the last movie of Phase 6. So, is it a possibility that maybe, I know we have the I was about to call it off the field issues, but off screen issues with Jonathan Majors, where it's like, all right, we made you a pivotal part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe until these off the screen issues occurred. It's not a good look. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to write you off, and then we're going to try to add somebody else to save these next couple phases.
I could see that. I would hate for them to do that because I mean, Jonathan Majors is not only a phenomenal actor; he's incredible, and the way they build him up as King the Conqueror. I would like to see it drag on a little bit longer, but I could see where they're coming from with the whole, shall we say, disappointments. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. But who do you think they would replace him with, though? I mean, it had to be somebody bigger and badder than him.
Well, I'm. You already know I'm not big on replacing character actors in movies. So that would mean for me, if you're going to get rid of Jonathan Majors, you're going to have to get rid of the whole Kang character. And I kind of felt like that was the vibe that I got at the end of Loki season 2, where, okay, Loki just beat you. Now he's at the top of the throne of the sacred timeline. So what's next for you, Kang? Or He Who Remains? What do you do next? Do you just do what Thanos does? Goes to a random ass planet, retires, and just chills and just dies alone? Like, what do you do with the character moving forward after that?
I mean, you still have to explain the multiverse war that the Kanes have, because it's supposed to constantly repeat. It's a cycle that it's a nexus event. It's always supposed to happen, no matter what you do. It's never going to change. How it proceeds in the timeline may change, but it always leads to the same event. It's an Ouroboros. It's a never-ending loop. You can change how you get to that point, that destination point, but the point of destination is still the same location. So no matter how you change it, it's still going to occur. But if they do that, I feel like that's a little too much. Like, it's like having a franchise quarterback. You pay him all this money, bruh, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna sideline him for another character? And then, like, who are we gonna put? And then there's rumors that they're saying they're gonna bring Doctor Doom. Like, can he do the same? Can he be better? Can he be bigger? In the comics, he is a badass. He is a total badass. He even decimated Kang at one point. But in order to do that, you need to build the character up. You can't just throw him in the universe and be like, accept the new big baddie. He's, especially these newcomers, the new viewers come in here and be like, I don't know who that is. You understand what I'm saying?
So let's get into that real fast. So, Doctor Doom, give us a brief summary of Doctor Doom, where we ain't gotta get into too much depth, like who Doctor Doom is, his potential, and how important he is to Marvel, and also figure out a way for us to implement him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, considering the fact that we already have movies all the way up to 27.
Doctor
Damn,
Doom.
2027. You know how old I'm gonna be in 2027?
Wow. We don't even know we're gonna be alive then, or the world's gonna end by then. You know what I mean? Doctor Doom, aka Victor Von Doom, a scientist, rival to Frank Richards. I mean Reed Richards. Sorry, Reed Richards, enemy of the Fantastic Four. He's a scientist who dabbles into everything. He's kind of like a mad scientist, kind of like Batman. He dabbles into everything, not just science, but also into magic. That's what makes him deadly. And his powers are like godlike based powers too. In the comics, he's done so much. He's tried to conquer the world over and over again. He is a ruler of his own country. Total badass though. And he was one of the main leads for 2015 Secret Wars, which was a multiverse storyline where the incursions happen. You had the Ultimate Timeline versus the 616. He ends up making all the universe merge into one, hence Battle World, and he becomes God Doom. That's all I'm gonna say is he's a badass, bro. He's a badass.
All right, so let's. Hold on. Let me pull the movie list back up here because I'm like, if we was to replace him, Kang the Conqueror, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. We in phase 5 now. We just did the Marvels, November 11th. Only place that I could see them fitting Doctor Doom in this is the Fantastic Four 2025. But based off of what you just told me, like how do you do that? And he carries so much weight with him as a character.
Correct. And we had him already twice. You had him in Fox Studios, both Fantastic Four. And he was both in the franchise of the Fantastic Four. The first time he was done right, but I want to say he was done justice. The second reboot,
I can't even remember the second reboot.
It was terrible. We're not even gonna talk about that. It was terrible. It was not even worth watching, bro. It was horrible. They disfigured that man. They made him more like Quasimodo, but as a scientist though. Like they dogged him. Like, and he was a spoiled brat too. But we're not even gonna go there. But that's what I'm trying to go back to. What I'm saying to. Yet again, I'm gonna preach. Like, if you bring him, how do you bring him? And the only way I see him fitting in the timeline and in the phases that you have to bring him in a Fantastic Four movie. But in order to do that, you need to have him at least established at least 2 or 3 movies and in some type of side story or his own TV show. But in order to do that, that takes time. That's years to build another badass. You understand what I'm saying?
So, okay. All right. 2025 is Fantastic Four. He's supposedly supposed to be he's the main arch nemesis of Reed Richards, correct?
Yes.
So that's 2025. They would have to start production right now for a Doctor Doom movie, or they would have to bump up Fantastic Four to production right now.
Correct. And that's rushing it.
Or they would have to come out with a TV show. So,
and I feel like that wouldn't do it justice. I feel like that's just more like a slap to the face, kind of to the character. I'm not even talking about the viewers, the characters, because it's just kind of like, here he is,
copy and paste.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I'm the substitute villain for Kang, but you would have to make him like, how do I say this? Like a vicious, cold-blooded character from the get-go. Because most of these villains, they're either sympathetic. You can sympathize with their end goals, their motives, or you can just blatantly say that man's crazy. A god complex. Can't well play with others. I mean, like I said, I just don't see them doing that to Jonathan Majors, bro. Like they can talk about that, but I feel like that's just what they're trying to do is build a hype up. Because they already established. They gave him, I think it was 6 movie deals they gave Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm. So we had one movie.
Yeah, 1 movie, Loki, 1 and 2. And
that counts as a movie?
as an appearance. I mean, it could count. I don't know how the contracts really work. I don't really go and study that. That's like politics. I try not to get involved in that. I just care about the movie aspect of it. But yeah, you only have Loki. If we count Loki as a show and not a series, like season 1 and 2, that's one appearance, and then you got Ant-Man, and
That's only 2.
that's the only 2. Damn. And somewhere you got to fit him in Fantastic Four. That would be 3. Deadpool 3 has the TVA, so he has to be introduced in that. So that's 4. Then you have Kang Dynasty, Avengers Kang Dynasty, and then you got
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
That's 6.
That's 6, I believe.
Yep, that's 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ant-Man, Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. That's 3. And what was the other one? And Loki. That's 4. Technically, I consider that as 4 because he only appeared in that last episode of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
It was only like season 1 was, the episodes were like 50 minutes long, so he had maybe 30 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, maybe he was in the last episode, I believe. Correct. Maybe a little bit of the second to the last episode, but that's one appearance though.
So okay, I'm on board with you. I don't agree with writing him off. I feel like he should just finish this thing off until 2027, since we already have the lineup. Which I feel like moving forward, if they want to continue on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they shouldn't tell us what movies are coming out 10 years in advance.
I could see that. I think they should continue doing it, but instead of giving the whole blueprint, give us like maybe half of it or like a quarter of it, like 1/3 of it. That should be enough to hold the whole fort down, because you're going to have speculations. You're going to have people to be like theorizing and guessing about what's coming next, because you're kind of letting everybody know what's going on. But if you're a hardcore like comic book fan, you would dig in and start like looking at the theories and start looking at the connections, because it is all connected. My last thing I would have to say, in order for this is a long shot, but my personal opinion about this, if you're going to give Kane another chance, I think we're gonna have to go with the Star Wars approach. We're gonna have to take a break on Kang for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to bring another. You don't need to bring a major villain
again.
We do. They're going to. How do I say this? They're doing past tense movies. Like, they're going in between chapters and then creating storylines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're creating side stories. So time will develop and be like, oh, you're getting to know these characters who are connected to the major characters. And then eventually time will go by and you're going to be like, oh, you remember episode 6, what is it? 6, 7, and 8?
Mm-hmm.
Right? No, 7, 8, and 9. Sorry, because it's a trilogy. Yeah, 7, 8, and 9. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Those movies were garbage.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. So let's take, for example, 4, 5, and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had the Obi-Wan TV show. That's supposed to be between 3 and 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 3 and 4. Correct.
So okay, now we're on the same page.
Same thing with Mandalorian.
Where does that take place again? It takes place sometime after 6. After 6.
Yeah. Because the what's it called? The Emperor is gone.
Yeah, after 6.
Yeah, and then you got the Book of Boba Fett also takes place after that. Then Ahsoka, and and the Mandalorian, then Ahsoka. Yeah, correct. My fault. You're right. But you see what I'm saying? That they're kind of giving you time to breathe, to kind of let you forget about those movies. Kind of the same thing with the Fantastic Four. The reason why we haven't got another Fantastic Four movie in a long time. The second reboot was horrible, and then they just didn't do nothing with it. So now here's time has gone by, and now it's like the MCU's turn to make the perfect family come back out. But you have to understand that with Marvel doing this, it's a ride and die situation. They cannot miss this opportunity, and they cannot like afford
Fuck
to
it up.
fuck it up. Because everything is ride and die at this point. Same thing with the X-Men, bro. Same thing with the X-Men. Like I cannot like say this enough. Not only the fans, but you also have the fans that watch the live action. Like when we were kids, now we're adults. And then you also had our parents watching those movies too. So you know that they're going to be like, they're going to be criticizing these movies. They're going to be like, man, X-Men, the first X-Men was the shit. That was garbage. And then imagine it's all downhill from there. It has to be a perfect movie, bro. And that's a lot to do.
So last theory to throw at you. Do you think, considering the fact that we're doing the multiversal thing, if we were to introduce the Doctor Doom, do you think they would get the Doctor Doom variant from the 20th Century Fox movies with Jessica Alba Sue Storm universe, and you got Chris Evans's Johnny Storm, and I can't remember who the actor was for Reed Richards, but Julian McMahon was Doctor Doom.
Julian McMahon, yep.
You think they would do it that way, but they would probably replace the actor, considering the fact we can't really get a good backstory. Like, I feel like that would probably salvage it a little bit, but it wouldn't do it enough.
I wouldn't go against that, bro. He's the OG Doctor Doom. Like I stated,
you like him as Doctor Doom?
I did like him, dog. Like I thought he was not a perfect Doctor Doom, but I thought he was a good Doctor Doom.
Okay. I don't have no expectations for Doctor Doom. All I know is him as a cartoon. It
was faithful to the comics to a certain extent. I did like that. He was in love with Sue, but she went with what's name Reed, and his jealousy with Reed was like head to head. They both were like the greatest, minds of their generation, and one wanted what the other one had, and the other one wanted to just continue learning. And then they end up getting powers. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie, dude. Like, to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, the CGI was terrible back then, but I mean, it was the beginning of its franchise.
So you didn't like the second movie?
Not really. They could have done better with it. It was the writing for me.
Okay, so the Galactus part was the jacked up part.
Yeah, I felt like it was too. I felt it was rushed. Like it was
too early for that.
It was too early. Like I felt like it wasn't. We weren't at that time to comprehend all that yet. You know what I mean? It was more of a, how they say, fan service to the nerds, to the comic book readers.
So we should have definitely went in a different direction with it.
Correct. I think you should have tampered more with Doom and his rivalry with Reed, or brought another villain
to work with Doctor Doom.
And then you could have brought Galactus. I could see him bring it, but to be honest with you, what I believe Marvel would do, they want a younger actor. They want to mold him. They want to have him for, at least 10 years, at least.
But maybe it's longer. Doom, though. He ain't even supposed to be a young actor. He's supposed to be like, he's a billionaire scientist. I don't see younger actor in Doctor Doom if it was to pick an actor for him.
Meaning he has to probably be in his like late 20s, early 30s. But he should be able to last for at least 10 years. You know what I mean?
Maybe late 30s, early 40s for me.
Like, who do you think they would do if they were to hire a new Doctor Doom? Who would you like to see? Because did you hear that the casting for the Fantastic Four is already out?
A Doctor Doom?
Because they haven't. I don't think they announced who is playing Doctor Doom yet. But who's playing Reed Richards is none other than himself, Pedro Pascal. So I was shocked. I was like, what?
Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a superhero type of thing, but are you serious right now? I just feel like Pedro Pascal just gets into movies that he does not need to be in, and I feel like this is one of them.
I mean, he does have a recurring theme where he's always rescuing someone and then like has to like travel across the world to drop them off at a destination. I don't see how that works out. But all jokes aside, like he's a great actor though. I'm not against it.
You love him too much. I feel like your opinion is biased.
No. Let's be honest with you. You know who I really wanted to play Reed Richards? Because he already did it once in Doctor Strange. John Krasinski. I wanted him to play. I wanted Jim Halpert to play Mr. Fantastic. Like I was kind of upset. I was like, why did you tease me? And have him play as one of the Illuminati members and then take it away from me. Like to me, it's like, you can't do that. Like, I'm a kid in a candy shop. You can't do that to me, bro. Don't do that to me. Don't tease me. And then be like, nah, we got somebody else playing Reed Richards. Accept it. But why? I love them. Like, you know, like, I was like, no. Go back. What? I'm being dead honest with you. I was kind of upset. I like both of them, but John Krasinski was the man. They've been talking about him playing Reed Richards for years. And it's like a slap to... I feel like it's not just a slap to me and the nerds. It's the fan base, bro. The community. You had him already. Why did you not book him? Why?
Is it already set in stone that Pedro Pascal is going to be playing Reed Richards?
That's what I'm hearing. I don't want to accept it. I'm in denial. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in big denial. I wanted him and Emily Blunt to play the perfect family, bro. The perfect husband and wife, yo. I don't know.
Because I was under the impression that we were going to continue on with John Krasinski. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was.
That's what I was under the impression. You just told me something new just now because I was like, hey, I can see it. Okay, I can get behind this. This is okay for me.
He was he was so good in the movie, bro. Even though he got killed for he was in the movie for 5 minutes, maybe 10 tops.
Yes.
That line that Scarlett said to him, he's like, "Does your children have a mother?" And he's like, "Yes, of course." He said, "Then they'll have someone to take care of them when you're gone." Bro. I don't know. Like, let's just change this. Let's change the subject. I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it. Yo.
So I'm on screenrant.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at possible Reed Richards actors. And the first actor that pops up on the screen is Ryan Gosling.
Nah, are you serious? Are you fucking with
me?
Are you fucking No, you're fucking with me, aren't you, yo? You're funny. No, you're capping right now. Stop.
This is what they put up here. I'm not saying I'm on board with this, but
all right, I'm not even gonna comment on that. Next, who they got next?
The next person is Adam Driver. He is Kylo Ren in the Star Wars 6, 7, and 8.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't like his portrayal as Kylo Ren in the Star Wars, but I could see that happening. I think he could redeem himself again, like give us a better portrayal of another character.
All right, so last but not least, because we already had John Krasinski, is Penn Bagley. He's
who is that? Why does that name sound familiar?
I'm trying to think of a movie. He was in You. He was in You.
The TV show?
Yes, on Netflix.
Oh, yo. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that casting right there. Okay, is him as Reed Richards?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, have you ever seen You? That he was great.
Yeah, he was good in You. From the 2 seasons that I watched, he was really good.
Yo, he was crazy though. Like, dude, he played a good killer.
Yeah.
I could see him being awkward because he was awkward in that show. Because Reed Richards is kind of awkward, not that awkward, but he's more into his work, so he's kind of like, I don't have time to be friends with people. You know what I mean? I don't go out much. Like I'm all about my studies.
Right. All right. So since we're doing this right now, I'm gonna bring this down to the last 4 because I feel like they're stretching with some of these actresses for Sue Storm. All right, so here we go. Number 4 is Vanessa Kirby. Apparently, like she's already rumored to be in the movie, but I can get behind that because she is beautiful. When she was in what was that movie? Fast and the Furious. Hobbs and what's homeboy name?
And
What's Jason Statham's name? Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw. She bad. I like her. I like her a lot.
I haven't seen her in enough movies, but I'll give her a chance. I ain't opposed of it. I ain't opposed with that decision. Who else they got?
Then number 2 is Margot Robbie.
Yo. Okay.
I don't.
She bad, bro. She bad. Yo,
I can't.
Wolf of Wall Street? Bruh.
I can't. No, I can't.
What?
I can't. No, I can't. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Vanessa Kirby. Give me Vanessa Kirby now. I'm in love with her now.
Give me Margaret Robbie or give me Emily Blunt.
Nope. I'm going Vanessa Kirby. Give me Vanessa Kirby.
All right.
We doing Johnny Storm.
Who's Johnny Storm? I heard it was supposed to be Zac Efron.
Let's say, okay. Scroll all the way down here. Yeah, Chris Evans is definitely not doing that. They have Austin Butler up here.
Austin Butler.
That's the one that played Elvis.
I didn't see that movie. I heard it was good. Who else they got?
Rudy Pankow, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it yet. I need to see.
Don't know who that is.
Paul Mescal. Ever heard of Paul Mescal? He was
nope.
So really, the only one I could really what I've only seen was Zac Efron. But maybe can I see Zac Efron as the Human Torch?
Like he looks like a kid still, bro. He could play like a teenager for a couple more years, I think. Plus, he wild. Neighbors. You ever seen Neighbors 1 and 2?
I've seen 1.
I could see him being Johnny Storm. I could see it.
So I really don't think I need to do the Thing because it's CGI'd anyway.
Yeah, that's not important. We don't worry about that.
Nah, because in the first Fantastic Four, I really liked dude in the first Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he was great. But if they're gonna CGI like if they did like She-Hulk, then motion capture. I mean, it's not that really important. But I mean, I would like to see who would play it, but I don't have anybody in mind.
I guess we'll see. All right, you know what time it is.
All right.
You know how we end up topping these things off? We have Smash, Pass, and Marry.
All right.
Concept for the audience is Marvel female superheroes who we would smash, pass, or marry. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you do the honors on the smash, and why.
I'm gonna go with She-Hulk. I gotta go with She-Hulk, bro. She bad. She bad as shit, bro. She bad as shit. All right, I'll let you have that one. I'll give you another one.
Oh no, go right ahead because. Go right ahead. I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one who I smash. Valkyrie.
Okay. Can I get a why?
Something about her, bro. I love her. I love her aura, bro. I love her, like, I love her enthusiasm, bro. Like, I don't know. I just love her as an actress, bro. She's bad, bro. When Creed, oh man, she was bad as shit in Creed, yo.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got deep with mine. You ready?
All right, you ready? Go ahead.
I went with Jean Grey, the original Jean Grey from the first jump.
Oh, you're a freak.
And
You're
I
a
did
freak.
the reason why I did this because like every movie that I've seen her in, I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce her name because I know it's not is it Famik? How do you pronounce this? Where's the pronunciation?
You like the crazy girls, don't you?
Her name is Famik Bomir Jansen. There you go. Famik. Okay.
She
So
was marvelous in X as Jean Grey though.
oh yes. Even the 007 movies. I forgot what her name was in the 007 movie, but I don't know if you remember what her finishing move was. She would suffocate dudes with her thighs.
Oh yeah, can't forget about that.
Yes. So then she's been in multiple other movies. One of my favorites is I Spy with Eddie Murphy and Owen Wilson, of course. Like, perfect. Now, the reason why I ended up putting her as a smash is because she's only good for a couple of smashes and then we got to pass it along. Because she does has a little bit of a crazy concept to it where she could be throwing shit and we don't want to stick around for that. That doesn't work out. That doesn't work too well for any of us. So, and then, like, of course, if we're talking about Jean Grey, you at some point you got to transform into the Phoenix. You lose control. Your eyes start doing that rolling shit, and then we got a whole Exorcist problem going on in our hands. So yeah, that's definitely going to be the smash for me.
All right, I give you that. All right, that's a good choice. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right. Next up, we have pass.
All right, I give you one. People are gonna hate me for this, but screw it. I passed on Captain Marvel.
What?
Yeah, I passed on Captain Marvel. I'm good.
Can I get a why?
I don't know. Like, it's just something about her, like, character in the movie. It's just, I feel like she's just mean all the time, bro. You know what I mean? Like, she isn't really, like, it seems like she's just like, screw you, I don't need you. You know what I mean?
Anytime I'm paying attention, she got a bubbly personality.
Maybe in the last one.
I just didn't like her with short hair in Endgame.
I feel like that the mirage of her being a tough girl doesn't go down though. Like it's just not a shield. I feel like that's how she
Not
really
for you?
is. Not for me.
Okay. Well, if we had a couple more categories, she would definitely be on mine, but she wouldn't be in the past category for me. But I'm gonna make this easy for you. I was literally battling between Nebula and Mantis. The reason why I picked Nebula, I don't do robots, so I feel like
Yo, she bad, bro.
it's explaining itself. Yes, her real life self. Yes, absolutely, she is bad. But in Marvel, in the comic book, Marvel Cinematic Universe, no.
I'll tell you what a big turn on about Captain Marvel for me is she's too cocky, bro.
I cannot believe this. I really cannot believe this. I would have never thought that you would have said something like that. I would have never thought.
Like, you know, being too cocky is, you know, it's a little arrogant, but hey, some guys like it, some guys don't. It's just not my cup of tea.
I don't feel arrogance from her. I feel team player.
I feel like she's like how do I say it? Like Tony Stark's personality, minus the rich part.
Okay. All right.
Last
but not least,
don't pass me anything. I don't like being handed stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. All right. Last but not least, Mary.
Oh yeah, I definitely got this one for you. I'm crazy, so I'm gonna tell you, Scarlet Witch. I would marry Scarlet Witch. Yo, she bad, bro. She bad. She crazy too. I
I
just
didn't
feel
know
like
you
she
was
just,
into the Olsen sisters.
bro. She the bad. She's the baddest one of all of them.
She is, but comes from a
Ain't
crazy ass family. You understand with your in laws? You sit down for Thanksgiving dinner with your in laws.
But we talk about we talk about Scarlet Witch's character. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Wanda. Yo, Wanda seems like she really wants to settle down, bro. Like that to me, that's hot. Like, yo, she wants a family. Hey, and she's crazy too. So she reminds me like, no, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. She got that Latino flow in her. You know what I'm saying? Like she's crazy, but she'll love you to death. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
she might like go out on you, but then she'll love you. You know, she'll cook you a meal and be like, "I love you," and tell you, "Don't ever leave me." Like, okay. Something about her, bro. Just something about her. I just feel like I sympathize for her a lot, though. Multiverse of Madness. I felt for her, bro.
like you fell for her, like in
No, I
love with
felt.
her,
No, I
or
felt for her. Like
felt.
I
Okay,
sympathized
felt.
for the character.
Okay,
All in other universes, she had kids, but in the main timeline, she can't have no kids. And come on, let's just be honest. It's just weird with the whole android thing.
I can see why now. I can see.
Out of all, let's be real. Out of all the characters in the world in that universe, she chose an android. But I guess ain't no real man enough to wife her out though. I mean, hey,
Oh my goodness, I can see why now. Okay, I can see why now. All
she
right.
she literally married a child. He was born yesterday.
All right. I'm pretty sure you already know who my Mary is.
Who?
It's She-Hulk, baby. Tatiana
Oh,
Maslany, boy.
oh, yo, what? Dang, you would marry She-Hulk? Oh, she is bad as shit though.
Hey, I got a bodyguard and a wife all in one. What the fuck? Like we
She
talking
is on
about
Tinder.
you could be like we could be on my arm, we walking down the street, like, hey baby, he looking at me wrong. Walk up, dog his ass, and then we keep it moving.
Damn.
But yeah,
Okay.
like I feel like the CGI for her, people dog it, but she looked good in green, like
Oh,
and
hell yeah,
swole,
she
like
do.
good and green and swole, and like I just didn't like the way whoever tried to steal her blood or whatever, they did her dirty. Like I felt that in my heart, yo. I really felt
Oh
that in my
yeah.
heart. Like her feelings were so hurt. Like I really felt that. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, you need a real
that punk
man
ass
in your
dude.
life.
That punk
Yeah, you
ass
need a
dude.
real man in your life, dogs. You need a real man in your life. You need me. That's what you need. Like you want to get with a winner? That's me.
I did like a little pickup line, a little meme. She-Hulk, uh, She-Hulk smash, and sometimes I smash you or Daredevil. Yo, that shit was wild, yo. Okay, I can see that.
That hurt my soul too. I'm like, man,
She
Daredevil for real,
picked the
man.
blind dude.
Mm, mm.
Hey, yo, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but I guess in this case, in his heart.
He took, and then the walk of shame after he left their house was so freaking hilarious at the end of the TV show.
You know what's funny? He's a player. Matt Murdock. He's a player.
I guess, but he took my girl, so now I'm kind of feeling some type of way.
I feel you. Hey.
Oh, Tatiana. Once I become rich and famous, that's the first stop I'm going. Right there, Tatiana.
I feel for you, bro.
How old is she now? Let me look and
I
see
got
how
no
old she
idea.
is. Okay, hold on. That joke came right up when I typed in Tatiana too. 38. So she got me by a couple of years.
Hey, she can still get it.
Tatiana Maslany. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Devore waiting for you. If this, I'm a reel this. If you see this right now, you know where to find me.
Hey yo, go ahead.
Oh boy. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call that a pod. We hit the we hit the hour mark. So
All right.
What you got? That final thought thing?
I can't wait to see what the future has set in stone. I want to see Jonathan Majors come back, make a comeback. I just want to see all the goats come back, bro. That's it. I just want to see the goats come back.
So you want to see one final hoorah and Marvel.
Close it. Close all the chapters and the loopholes we got from the other universes. Bring them back one last time. You got to bring Blade back. Please bring Blade back. Wesley Snipes, I'm talking to you, bro. Come back.
No.
Come on. You got to have the OG, bro.
My boy already taking it over. Why are we complicating
No,
things?
have both, but bring him back, bro. You can't.
No, make him Whistler. How about that? Make him Whistler.
Yo, bring the OGs back, bro. Please bring the OGs back. Please. And give John Krasinski a chance again. Give John Krasinski a chance.
Give me Chris Evans as the Human Torch and I'm good.
Oh, he coming back as the Human Torch. I guarantee you he is. I bet on that.
Okay. That'll work.
Oh, please don't bring Ben Affleck back as Daredevil. Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, yeah, they got my new boy. We good with my new boy.
Yeah, Charlie Cox is the shit.